It's the Selling for Life podcast.
If you're buying, we're selling.
Here's your three-headed monster, Steve, Big Al, and Kevin. All right, welcome to another installment of the Selling for Life podcast, sponsored by Conoco Parts, a world of parts with a personal touch. This podcast is about more than just selling stuff. We think if you stick around, you will get a lot out of it. And if you are buying, we are selling. And this is episode 60. 60.
I like round numbers.
Is there sex after 60?
I hope not.
I hope. You hope not. I hope so is what I'm saying.
I don't want to be doing all that work when I'm over 60.
That's funny. All right. I'm Steve, joined by sales professional and walking mind trick Kevin Ziliaks, and Conoco owner, investor, and 800 amp subwoofer owner Al Alexander. How you doing, Al?
Whoop, whoop. You said 800.
Is that right?
Yeah, man.
Is that what you have an 800 amp subwoofer now, right?
I'm going through a midlife crisis.
What's that? You do?
Yeah, I put
That's
bass
awesome. That's
in
dope.
my car. I put a little dial up front to turn the bass on and off. I mean, it's not expensive. I mean, a couple $100. I bought one used. You know,
Mine came with one. Came with a sub in the trunk.
I don't buy cars like you do.
It's funny. Some people, when they get those installed, they put a quarter on top of the car, see if it flips the quarter. Al says, put my kids in the back seat, and they say, "Oh, Daddy, it's tickling my back."
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm not going to elaborate on any of
That's
this.
weird. Stop tickling my kids.
That's funny. Why didn't mean it in a bad way?
Midlife crisis, man.
That's cool.
That's pretty dope.
All right, you guys know what time it is?
Got a 12-inch.
I got 212.
That got your attention?
212s.
News headlines.
Fan pass box.
Al, what do you have for news headline?
Oh, dude, whistleblower. I'm tired of this whole.
Why do you got to get into politics?
I don't know. That's what I've been
All right.
watching. I was home on Monday and Tuesday, resting my leg, and I basically watched Fox News for about 8 hours while I was working on my laptop. And I would have to say,
Fox News.
Can I not say
You
Fox
done?
News? I don't know.
Is it going to happen?
Did you play the? Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm a little bit perturbed. I mean, can't we just all get along?
Uh-huh.
Why does it always have to be contention about every little thing? And I mean, there's more important things in the world than, someone talking to someone about this and mention someone else's name and impeachment and all this crap. It's dumb.
Well, there's a gentleman in the room that's not on the microphone that could probably answer that. But
Whoa.
People are obviously playing this media game, and it's annoying.
Well, politics-
can't you see through it?
politics are so different than they were even 30, 40 years ago.
Well, everything's political.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you're watching Saturday Night Live. Everything's about politics.
Well,
Right now.
I hear you. And I was just as aggravated 8 years ago when it was all about this things where, we're talking about Obama's birth certificate. I'm like,
Right.
I don't freaking care. The
Right.
guy, come on. Let's just
Right.
freaking move on.
Yeah, I hear you. 100%.
I'm tired of the media putting on this freaking thing.
Stupid media.
Dumb.
Kevin, what do you have?
An 11-year-old in South Carolina stole his brother's car and drove 200 miles to meet with a guy he met on Snapchat.
Oh, man.
What?
Got pulled over. Got pulled over about like 1 a.m., 1 in the morning, and officer said, yeah, obviously he didn't look like he was old enough to be driving, which he
Yeah.
wasn't. They don't give him a license in South Carolina at
Was he-
11. I think it's 12.
Was he,
But
was he sitting on a phone book?
no, I don't think so. It didn't say anything about a phone book
He had
being
like tin
confiscated.
cans strapped
Did
to
you
his
say-
feet so he could
wait,
reach the pedals.
Did you say he drove 1,100 miles?
No, 200. He's 11.
200 miles.
200 miles is still a lot, though. I mean,
But yeah, 200 miles.
miles at 11 years old. And the most shocking thing to the story, because I have an almost to be 11-year-old boy, is he wouldn't make it 200 miles. I think he'd make it about 2 before he crashed. I'm giving this kid credit.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be.
Dude, we got to give this props,
That is something
man.
else. Like I
Good
said, he
driver.
sitting on a phone book and he had tin cans
200
strapped to
miles.
his feet, the bottom of his feet, so he could reach the pedals.
That's amazing.
Damn, that's good.
How far was he supposed to go?
The guy was like across the state. I think he was like 300 miles away or something. They didn't catch the guy. They confiscated the tablet, and they got to go through it. It's part of the investigation.
Get the social media out of your
Weird.
kids' hands.
Oh my goodness.
or
my kids.
at least educate them about what.
Or get that
is
kid
out
signed up
there.
for like a race class or
Right?
something.
That kid should be driving now.
He should be racing.
I'm amazed.
So this angler made a catch of a lifetime. He caught a 600-pound bluefish tuna. Bluefin tuna. Yes, okay, you know about it, right?
No, but I know the name of the fish.
Okay, bluefin tuna. I'm going to have you guys a little quiz here, see who gets closer. A bluefin tuna just auctioned off in Japan last year. Guess how much it auctioned off for?
Oh, dude, they're crazy over fish there, especially like you get a sushi cut from that thing. Oh.
Right.
How much was the whole fish?
Yes, auctioned off in Japan last year.
10 grand.
I'm going to say, I kind of vaguely remember this story. I think it was
Okay.
like 300 grand.
300 grand. You guys are pretty close.
It's going to be like $1 million.
It was
$50.
$3 million.
What?
Yeah.
You're lying.
No, I mean I'm
Yeah,
just telling you when I'm reading here it was $3 million. This tuna, this blue, what was it? Bluefin tuna. I guess it's just the top of the line tuna. I would imagine if it's going to auction up for $3 million, which doesn't make sense to me. It was 600 pounds, and I don't know what the math is there, but the tuna generally sells for about $40 to $80 a pound.
That doesn't make sense.
I know it doesn't, but I think it's a status thing. It's selling for $3 million. I was watching a video on it, and it's more about. It's almost like a luxury to be able to pay that much for a stupid fish. But yes, this fish is very. I wouldn't say it's exotic or anything, but it's rare, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to getting that fish to restaurants. And by the time it gets on your plate, it can be $40 to $200 per pound.
I see. Okay.
This particular fisherman caught it, but it was some sort of charter. It was a science expedition or something. So they caught this fish that was worth, well over $100,000.
Larger than usual, too.
They just threw it back.
Oh, they threw.
Whoever buys that can of tuna fish is going to be very lucky.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah.
But bluefin tuna. Okay. Topic of the day, and the topic of the day is gratitude. Gratitude is so important to have. Al, you brought this topic up, so why don't you kind of lead us into this? Gratitude, what is gratitude? I don't quite understand. What do you mean?
Well, I would have to say, I think it's this is going to be a public service announcement, okay? Mm-hmm. There is a crisis in our generations right now living, from old to young, missing gratitude.
I hear you.
I got some ungrateful kids. I got some ungrateful wife.
why you
I got
thought of-
ungrateful
that's why you
employees.
thought of the
I got ungrateful partners. I got the ungrateful neighbors. And I realize I'm ungrateful too. I mean, think about it.
Yes.
Your perspective, my perspective, is based on what I think is good, happy, what I want.
I hear you.
What should be like. That should be this way. You got you call them standards, you call them whatever, right? You're just an ungrateful SOB is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Preach.
I am.
Yeah.
You are. Kevin, tell the truth.
Yeah, I mean, extremely.
We are ungrateful.
I've never struggled like a real struggle. So how do I really know?
Are you
Right.
saying the struggle brings gratefulness?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
We got
That's
it
the
too
truth.
easy. My freaking
We
kids
got it easy.
complain about
Go
like
two
when I'm,
generations back.
dude. My kids complain if I'm not there to pick them up after their freaking sporting event. I'm making them wait 5 minutes.
Right on.
They
We're
want instant gratification.
outside waiting for you, Dad.
Are you
Where's
kidding
Ben?
me? My mother wouldn't even freaking showed up. She was working 12 hours a
Start
day.
walking.
Stop
I have
walking, Birdie.
I had to walk home
Start walking, kid.
from across town, east side to west side. Dude,
Uphill both ways.
no, seriously though, I did have to do that, and they don't. They're freaking out because they have to ride their bike somewhere or walk down the street.
So how do you make yourself grateful? How do you recognize if you're grateful? First of all, have a grateful attitude, and then if you find you're not grateful, you don't. What do you do to change it?
Well, let me give you an example. So I'm complaining about my kids just a second ago, right? Mm-hmm. I should be grateful for them. You know why? Because they're complaining about, getting picked up on time or having to get here and there, wherever. But they're not like I was. They're not out stealing cars, doing drugs, partying on the weekend. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
They wouldn't even think of that. That is like something they would think is idiotic, right?
Right.
So am I supposed to be realizing how grateful I should be? Yes. I shouldn't be complaining about them. I should be grateful they're getting good grades
Oh,
and
that's
caring about
interesting.
getting placed on
So
time.
it's interesting because you're ungrateful because of their ungratefulness.
Exactly.
Oh, I think that's right.
Perspective, baby.
That's a very interesting. I've never even thought of it that. Like when you were going off, I was like, yeah, you're right, Al.
And you were getting on board, right?
I was
Because you
getting on
have
board.
kids too that are like that.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I think we should be grateful for them.
Okay, I'll shed some light on the topic here
Okay.
myself, and it's just all perspective here, and the glass it's so true. You know, half full, half empty, however you perceive it, and you see this magnified as people age, and you know everybody knows a really old guy or has known one in their family that's either extremely cranky and everything's
Get off my lawn.
exactly that guy, or you got the guy that's like, I just want some ice cream. I love ice cream. You know, he really values the little things, and you're like, you're that happy about ice cream? Yeah. I just want an ice cream cone, plain vanilla, just a cone. Those are the two extremes.
Yeah.
And you want to be that guy that is loving the fact that he's having an ice cream cone, or the guy that's mad about everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where you end up.
That's true. Man, that's wise, Kevin.
It is.
Really? Awesome.
So a few tips here. You know, don't be picky. Appreciate everything. Just like Kevin said, you know, you appreciate something small like an ice cream cone. If you find yourself appreciating those small things in life, they really will add up quick, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like my car started this morning.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to drive somewhere and get a flat tire? And, you know, and it's funny when you juxtapose a bad experience with, you know, what could happen with what it is happening, it'll help you with the perspective.
Yeah, it could be worse. You
Right.
know, let's say you got a flat tire.
Right.
Well, I could have got a flat tire at 70 miles an hour and went off an embankment.
Right.
But
right.
you know what I mean? You know, I was on like a little hunt for something with Ben, my partner, maybe 6-7 weeks ago, and we're hurrying to get someplace, picking somebody up who, you know, was making us go out of the way. His name was Steve. I had to go all the way to his house.
Huh?
And I got a flat tire on the way, right?
Oh, that day.
Remember that day?
Yeah.
We were going to Ohio.
You really did get a flat tire?
Yeah, I wasn't lying.
Oh, I thought you
You thought I was
I
lying.
thought you were totally telling a story. You really did get a flat tire that day.
You thought I was lying because I was late? I don't lie. I'll just say I'm late because I'm late.
I didn't notice you were late. I just know you came in. I got a flat tire.
By Steve's standards, you were right on time. 1 hour after he expected you there.
Yeah, I really got a flat tire. My point was I didn't complain about it at all because my buddy was there. He helped me, and we got it done in 5 minutes, and it was awesome. And back on the road, but thankfully it didn't happen, and I crashed somewhere. I went in a ditch.
Okay. Well,
So you didn't even need to use the jack because you just had Ryan lift up the car.
He lifted up the car. Yeah.
okay. Well, that's perfect because the second tip is find gratitude in your challenges. Gratitude is not only about being thankful for positive experiences. In fact, sometimes thinking about negative, difficult situations can help you really nail down what you have to be thankful for.
Will you stop reading?
Isn't that something?
Kevin and I don't have the luxury
it
of
was
reading
written
anything.
so well.
No, you gotta say that in regular tone.
Layman's terms.
Okay. Well, I thought I read that fairly.
No, I couldn't
Okay.
follow you.
Okay. A third tip: sit down daily and think through 5 to 10 things you are grateful for.
So you're saying counting your blessings?
Count
Is
your blessings one by one.
Is that what your notes say?
My notes say that.
Cheater.
Count your blessings and name them one by one.
I'm thankful for being able to take notes to help me through the podcast.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think counting your blessings is important. You know, sometimes you wake up, you think about all the things you got to do today. Why don't you stop before that and be thankful?
You know, keep a journal. Write some of this stuff down.
That's a good idea.
You know.
I would like to say you should speak these things to people around you.
Yes. I
Right,
like that.
I
Yes.
come in usually to work and just say hello to everybody and thank them sometimes for
That is
putting
true.
extra time.
Yes, you do.
You know, because I really do appreciate everybody, and it's amazing. You know, all these people come in every day, and whether I show up or not, they're doing their job and doing hard work and putting extra effort in. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
I got to be grateful for it, not complain.
Yep. 100% agree with you. One last thing is, I think a lot of people, they get kind of in a rut and they start feeling sorry for themselves. A good way to get out of that rut is to volunteer and help those who are definitely less fortunate than you. you do that a lot with, you know, the missionaries, the missions that we have here. And I think that also helps with perspective and being grateful is when you are helping people who definitely have it a lot worse than you.
Yeah, we deal with a missionary from Africa, and David is his name, and he doesn't have electricity or running water.
Wow.
Like, you know, I mean, he acts and knows, you know, things that you would know. Is very educated, been to college a couple times. I mean, the guy, and you talk about, you know, this and that. Oh yeah, we actually bought him before we sent him back the last time a solar panel so he could run his cell phone and laptop.
Oh, that's cool.
Right, and not have to run his generator throughout the day because you have to have a generator, you know, for if he wants to run electricity a couple hours a night when he's cooking dinner or something. It's just hilarious, the perspective.
How can gratitude help you when it comes to your sales career?
Dude, if you're a Debbie Downer, your customers are going to sense it.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with anybody who's like, oh, complaining all the time or even has a sense. I can sense their emotions, you know, and I just get weighed down. I don't want to deal with anybody like that.
Right.
You know, desperation comes out because you know, if you're not grateful, you're going to have the opposite of that, which is ungratefulness. And that's just horrible.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
All right, well, it is now time for inspirational message. Kevin, take it away.
I'll take it away.
Come on, man. You're good on the spot.
What are you grateful for, Kevin? Say one thing before you leave this room.
I'm grateful for my healthy, intelligent children, my prosperous career here at Conaquip, and the amazing marketing guru, Stephen Krentz.
Oh, that's a good one.
That guy's great.
Awesome. I appreciate that. That was the best one ever. Oh, man, we've come to the end of our 60th Selling for Life podcast. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Check out our website at sellingforlife.com. So remember, whether you're selling blue-tail tuna or you're trying to convince yourself the Bills are really going to win this weekend against the Patriots, one thing's for sure, you're always selling for life.